guys, Genki Crafter here, and today I want to bring you guys a quick tutorial. This tutorial is going to be in multiple parts, I think mainly two parts, and this one is going to be the basics. So today we're going to be going over the basics of Tinker's Construct. Tinker's Construct is a great mod which adds in loads of things. It adds in customizable tools, it adds in, well, customizable weapons. You can make weapons out of a lot of metals. There's also a little few extra things that Tinker's Construct also adds that doesn't have to do with weapons or metals. So let's get into the basics. To get started off, something that some mod packs may force you to do is go with Tinker's Construct. So, the first thing you'll need to make for Tinker's Construct are these blank patterns. The blank patterns are fairly easy to make. All you need to do is grab two pieces of wooden planks and two sticks, and that's all you need. And you'll receive 4 blank patterns, so they're pretty cheap. Then what you'll need to do is make these tables over here. So the first one is a stencil table, which is easy to make. All you need is one plank of any type and a pattern on top. Will give you the stencil table. Now this part isn't really that needed, but I suggest you use it because it's pretty helpful. So this is the pattern chest. All you need is a vanilla chest and a blank pattern on top. This is the part builder, which is again fairly simple. All you need is to use any type of wood or log, and on top put a blank pattern. And then this is the last one, which all you need here is a crafting station and the blank pattern. Now if you don't know how to make a crafting station, it's really easy. All you need to do is make a crafting table, throw in a crafting square or crafting grid, and just take it out of here and you get a crafting station. Then you put a blank pattern on top of a crafting station and voila. So these are the things we'll need. Also make some extra patterns because we'll need them now. So then we'll need to grab these tables and we'll need to lay them down. Now the way that in my opinion is the best way to lay them down is to lay down the stencil table first, then the pattern chest, then the part builder, and then the tool station. So let's get started. For first thing, you're going to need to access the stencil table. Throw in your blank patterns in here and choose pretty much the stencil you'll need. To make the most basic tool, like for example a pickaxe, which I think is probably the most important one to go for, it's really easy. All you need to do is make a tool rod, which is this one, the one on the top. Then we're going to need a tool binding, and last but not least, we're going to need the pickaxe head. Now these are just patterns, you might say, and how are we going to use those patterns? Well, we will in just a second, but before I show you that, I suggest you put your patterns in the pattern chest. Now the reason why the pattern chest is very useful and helpful is because if you break the pattern chest, the patterns stay inside the chest to access later. So it's really good, especially if you're moving stuff. Or if maybe you put down the tables in the wrong direction, or maybe you just have to move the tables, this is going to be helpful. Then we're going to need to go into the part builder. You throw in whatever piece you're going to make, like for example, let's make the tool rod. And what should we make the tool rod out of? Now, saying this is a vanilla experience, not a vanilla, like saying this is a normal Let's Play experience, what are you going to have on your hands? Obviously, you're going to have wood. So, if you grab wood and throw it here, you see you can get a wooden tool rod. And you'll also get a stick, because that's residual. Because to make a tool rod, the only thing you need is 0.5 of a material. And considering a plank is considered 1, you get some extra, and that extra is a stick. Say for example, if you throw a stick in there, we can grab another wooden tool rod, but it doesn't give us anything because the stick has a value of half. So now that we have our tool rod, the next thing we're going to want to make is the binding. Now again, depending on what you have, most probably the thing that you'll have in your hands is wood. So just go make that, and again we get a stick of residual. Then you might think, okay, what's next? Of course, the pickaxe head. And you're gonna go, okay, let's just throw in that. What? It doesn't work. Now, the reason why it doesn't work is because Tinker's Construct won't allow you to make a pickaxe head out of wood. There are some mods that allow different combinations of things, but most of the mod packs won't allow you to do it with wood. It won't allow you to do it with stone. So at this point you have a few options. Now depending on some mod packs, they might take out an option or two for you. So the most basic one, which most people use, is flint. Flint is easy to find. All you need to do is get some gravel, find some gravel, dig it up, and you have a chance of getting flint. Some mod packs even allow you to craft flint by putting gravel in this sort of shape. Now, you can put flint in here and there you go, flint pickaxe head. And that's the way most people do it. There's also other materials you can use depending on the pack you're in. Now comes the part of assembling the tool. To assemble a tool, just click on whichever tool you're looking for. Like for example, we're going for a pickaxe. So you throw in your tool rod, you throw in your binding, and you throw in your head. Now, what you want to do after this is, if you want, you can name the item whatever you want. Like for example, I could call this, I don't know, iron. It's not an iron pickaxe, but I can call it iron. It's not going to change anything. It's just a cheap way of giving a name to your tool without having to use an anvil and experience. So now if you look here, my pickaxe is called iron, though it should be called flint pickaxe because it has the flint pickaxe head. So what you're going to do is, depending on the mod pack, either you'll be able to mine a lot of things or very few things. Now, if the mod pack does include the mod that allows leveling up of tools, which most mod packs do, what will happen is, in order to be able to mine some metals, you'll have to upgrade the pickaxe. To upgrade the pickaxe, all you gotta do is mine a lot of cobblestone, mine a lot of things, and it'll get a level up. Once you level up, you'll be able to mine to get a higher mining level. Now, there are two types of levels. The first one is mining, and the second one is skill. Mining will give you a higher mining level. Like for example, right now, the mining level of this pickaxe is stone. If you mine enough materials, you get to the next level, which again, it depends on the mod pack. It may change from mod pack to mod pack, which is why I'm not going to go in detail with that. Now, you also can see down there that you got a skill XP. What the skill XP is, it allows your tool to level up. Whenever you receive a certain amount of XP, your tool will level up. So for example, whenever I get 175 XP, not level XP like the Minecraft ones, but it's just experience that you get from mining, you can get a random buff. You could get an extra modifier, which will allow you to add extra things to your tool. You could get faster mining speed. You could get fortune. You could get a lot of really cool enchants on it. So that's basically where you start off. Okay, so now that we got ourselves a pickaxe, it's just rinse repeat for all the other tools. You just go in here, choose whatever piece you need, to make the weapon you need, and that's all you need to do. Like, for example, you can make a shovel with this, you can make an axe with this. It's fairly simple, and no, there is no hoe in Tinker's Construct. There is something that replaces the hoe, which is the matic. For a matic, all you need is a shovel head, a axe head, and a tool rod, and you'll be going. So now let's pass on to the next thing. The next thing of Tinker's Construct are the heart canisters. Now, the heart canisters are really high level. To get heart canisters, they're really hard to get. So, for example, the red heart canister, which is the easiest one, requires one miniature red heart, which can be found by killing mobs. It's a random drop that most mobs give you when you have Tinker's Construct installed. You also need a necrotic bone, which is also from Tinker's Construct, and it gets dropped by wither skeletons, so you can already see you need to be to the nether to be able to do this. The other thing you'll need is a jeweled apple, which is 4 diamonds around an apple, which is really expensive. And then the last thing you'll need is, which isn't really that expensive, is just 4 tin around 1 bone. So these are pretty hard to get, but in a lot of mod packs, by completing quests, they give you these. So I just decided to show you guys how to use them. So when you get these heart canisters, you just throw them in here, and you get extra hearts. How you can see, I'm regenerating more hearts. I have now yellow hearts, which is the second layer. Now, the yellow heart canister is the next level up, which you need the red heart canister plus a yellow miniature red heart, which is also a item that mobs drop, if I am not wrong, and a golden apple. Not just any golden apple, but a notch apple. Yes, you need tons and tons of gold. I know. And if you want to go even higher level, all the way to the green, then you're gonna be in for a surprise. As for in, most mod packs don't even have a recipe for the green hard canisters. Now, don't ask me why. Some mod packs do, some mod packs don't. This mod pack doesn't. So yeah, you just throw these wherever you need to throw them, and they'll give you extra hearts. How you can see now, I'm getting yellow hearts over those orange because I have the extra 10 yellow heart canisters. And now you'll also see, as soon as we finish that, there you go. We get the green hearts, which in the end, the green hearts is the last level of hearts. So like this, you can have many more hearts, and it'll be really helpful. But again, this is mainly a thing that either you do, but it's really hard to do, or most of the time you just get them from rewards in HQM mod packs. So now let's go on to the next thing, which is one of the most important. The next thing is gonna be the smeltery. Now, the smeltery for Tinker's Construct is very useful and helpful. The smeltery is made out of seared bricks. To get seared bricks, you're gonna need to cook grout. To get grout, you're gonna need to either use one of these 2 recipes. A clay ball, 1 sand, and 1 gravel will give you 2, and a clay block and 4 sand and 4 gravel will give you 8. There's no difference in between which one you want to do, just this one is obviously quicker because you get 8 each time. But in the end, they give you the same amount for the same amount of materials. So then you get that, you cook it, and you get seared bricks. Then with seared bricks, you gotta make these seared bricks. So, they're seared brick, and this is seared bricks. So you make seared bricks. Now, this is really easy. You just put them in a pattern of 4. It's very simple. Now, you also gotta make other parts. So this is what a normal smeltery will be. Like, It's small, but it's also doable, and you can already smelt some items. Not too many, but you can smelt more than what other solutions give you. So what you need to do is 17 seared bricks, two smeltery drains. You can even go for one, but two is mainly the best option. So the smeltery drains are made like this. Very simple, just two rows of seared brick. Then you're gonna need a seared tank, which is again pretty simple. All you need to do is grab seared brick and surround it one piece of glass. Any glass is okay, or any normal glass is okay. Then we have the smeltery controller, which is one of the most important parts of it, which is just, it's pretty much like the tank but without the glass in the middle. Then you gotta make the faucets. The faucets depend on how many smelteries you make, how many smeltery drains you make. If you make two, then make two. And obviously, if you're only making one smeltery drain, then you're gonna need 18 seared bricks. Then you're gonna need either one of these. The reason why I went for this configuration is because you have both a casting basin, which is just a U or a cauldron, but just with seared brick, and then the opposite recipe, also known as the pants recipe, for the casting table. So, how to make it is very simple. You just dig 3 blocks in the ground, 3 blocks anywhere in the ground. Just like that. Then you go grab all your materials that you're gonna need. Once done that, you're gonna wanna lay down a 3x3 pattern of seared bricks. This is gonna be the basis for your smeltery. Now, depending on where you want it to face, like for example, I want it to face over this side, we're gonna have to do different things. So, considering I want it to face this side, we can cover most of the rest of this without any problem. So, we can cover this back side with bricks. And you don't need these corners, so you can leave them out just like this, like I am, because this is the most efficient way. Especially since it can be kind of hard to get all of these stone seared bricks. And that's mainly how you're gonna do it. Then you're gonna grab your smeltery drains. No, don't put them both down like that. I did that wrong. Okay. What you're gonna wanna do is put one there and one here. Then the best way of doing it would be putting the smelter controller in the middle, the seared tank on the side, and on the other side putting this, a seared brick. And now you can see it lights up. What does that mean? That means that it is well done. You gave it the right shape and it's working. Now you're also gonna need to put these faucets over here in order to make the materials pour out. And you're gonna have to dig 1 block under on both of these so that you can throw down your casting basin and your casting table. Put down whichever one you want on each side, and there you go. Now, what the smeltery does, it allows you to make alloys, which are pretty much mixtures of different metals. Like for example, aluminum and copper make aluminum brass. So what you wanna do now is get some lava. So unfortunately you are gonna have to get some iron, because the thing you're gonna need is lava. Lava is the way you use to fuel this. You just throw a bucket of lava in there, and how you can see up there, we have 1,000 out of 4,000 millibuckets of lava. Then all you need to do is grab whatever ore you have, like for example, say I have iron. We can throw some iron ore in here. And how you can see, you have 3 spaces. So you're going to be able to put 3 spaces worth of iron. So 6, 3 by 3, meaning 9 iron in total. Now, while smelting, this is going to consume fuel, how you can see. And you're obviously going to need to put more lava in. So, a big thing to remember is before making this, before just throwing in metals like this and not caring, you are gonna need either gold, if the mod pack allows you to actually mine gold, or if you find any gold, or you're gonna need aluminum brass. So let's go make some aluminum brass. Aluminum brass is easy. All you need is some copper. If I can find it a second. All you need is some copper and some aluminum or aluminium, depending on which part of the globe you live. So then what you want to do is throw in some copper and some aluminum, both into the smeltery. Also, you're going to need to keep either 1 brick or 1 ingot of any type. I suggest using a brick because it costs less, pretty much. You just throw the brick down there and then just wait for the aluminum and the copper to both smelt down. Once both will have smelt down, as we can see in a few moments, come on. There we go. They combine and they make aluminum brass. So once you have aluminum brass, make sure to click on it so that it's on the bottom. So if you click any of these, it'll go directly to the bottom. I click the iron, iron's on the bottom. I click the aluminum brass is on the bottom. Then you just click here, and there you go. It eats up that 1 ingot or that brick, how I used it, and it makes you this, which is an ingot cast. The ingot cast is a way to get ingots out of there, out of the smeltery. Another way you can do to also get ingots out of the smeltery is use the casting basing. The casting basing works different. The casting basing, you need to have at least 9 of that material in there. Like for example, we had 18 iron and now we only have 9 because 9 of it is coming out of here, and it gives you a block, which obviously then you can turn the block into ingots and use it for whatever you need to use it for. Also, another thing, if you jump into the smeltery while there's any liquid in there, you're gonna take damage. And you can see there's a lot of red stuff. What's this red stuff, you may say? It's blood. Because pretty much you get hurt by it and you get blood into the smeltery, and that's how you can get blood. It's very hard to get blood this way, it's very inefficient. The lot easier way to get blood is with rotten flesh, if you need blood for different alloys that you're going to need it for, which I might go into explanation into how to make all the alloys in the more advanced part, which will be episode 2 or part 2 of this series. So after that, you can see you have a casting table and you have the ingot cast. Now this is gonna be good because you can double your ores this way, but it's not only useful for doubling your ores. Oh no, it's not. Another thing it's also useful for is making different materials. Like for example, no, we don't need that. Well, for example, let's say we want to make a pickaxe. I already have these patterns, but I deleted them because I messed up a thing before. So you throw these in here, and then you throw in whatever material you want to make them out. Like for example, wood. And for the head, we're gonna have to make it out of flint. There we go. So we have that, and that. So now if we go all the way over back here and we go put these down. So let's just put them in a hot bar and let's put them down. We put the stick down. You make sure the aluminum, brass, or gold is on the bottom. Sorry, my phone, I know. You make sure it's on the bottom and there you go. It eats up the whatever part you made and it'll give you one of these. The tool rod cast. Rinse, repeat here, and we can do that again, and there you go. Do that again with the binding. And now we have 3 casts. So once you have the cast, all you need to do is place them back down and see whatever you want to make them out of. Like for example, I want to make it out of iron. So I make sure the iron is on the bottom, I click the cast and it gives me an iron pickaxe head. Then I put down the binding and there you go. Then I put down the tool rod and there again. So now if we go all the way over here, I should have got something to eat. Can't even sprint anymore. So if we go back here to the tool station and click on the pickaxe, we can assemble this pickaxe. And there you go, we have an iron pickaxe. The iron pickaxe is obviously going to have a higher mining level. How you can see this only has a mining level of stone, while this has a mining level of iron. Both of these can be improved by mining, but I'm not going to show you that here because it would take a lot of time for me to level them up. So that's what you're mainly going to do. Also, another thing that you can do, which is probably something you're going to do once you have the smeltery, is do this. Make blocks and just throw materials in there so you can get blocks. Okay, so let's say for example we have blocks of iron. Going here and then tossing in the tool station like that, the blocks like so, and seared bricks on the top will give you a tool forge. Now, difference between the tool station and the tool forge, besides the tool forge looking cooler, and it will change depending on what material you use. Like I used iron and it has an iron texture. If I would have used copper, it would have had a copper texture. And so on and so forth. So, what it has different is it gives you more advanced type of things. Like for example, you can make a hammer, which digs a 3x3 area. You can make a lumber axe. You can make an excavator. You can make a scythe. You can also make a cleaver, which is a much more powerful sword. So, as you can see, this upgrade will allow you to make more powerful things. You can also make a longbow, which before you couldn't. There's a lot of different things that you can make only with the tool forge. But most of those things require a lot of materials, so it'll take some time to gather them, and they also take a lot longer to level up. But that's the basics. So here we go. This is the basics of Tinker's Construct. After this, you can go on and add different things. Also, if you want to upgrade your smeltery, you don't need to break it. All you gotta do is just add an extra layer. Like this. Just by adding this on top, if you now look in here, we have more space. Instead of having only 9 that we had before, now we have 18. Which is definitely much more, meaning you can now smelt 18 blocks at a time. Of course, it will utilize more fuel because the fuel goes for individual block, but it still makes the process a lot faster. But how you can see, the smeltery does use up a pretty decent amount of fuel, And so you have to be careful and get some lava, always have some lava ready. But it's also awesome because it doubles your ores, it allows you to make awesome tools with your different materials, with different minerals, and that's about it. Okay, so I think that's all I got to say for now on this Tinker's Construct guide. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I know these are just the basics. I know there's going to be a lot of people who already knew these, but this is the basics for anyone who's getting started out. I hope I helped you. If I helped you, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video or if you found it helpful or entertaining. And hope you guys will come back to watch the episode 2 or the part 2, which I'm not sure when I'll upload, probably in about a week from now. And it will be going into more of the in-depth things like how to make most of the alloys and how to use different tools and how to make different tools. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you next time. Bye!